What is up, everybody? Jim here from Clockwerk Industries. Welcome back to another video. It's been quite a while, I think a couple months maybe even since the last video, and there's been a lot going on. A lot of big changes are about to happen, and I wanted to get you guys updated. One good thing is I should be able to be a lot more consistent with videos now. We finally, my buddy PD came on. I don't honestly know if I've even made a video since he started here. My buddy came on board and started helping me out running a Tormach back in November, and a little bit after, right between like Black Friday and early December maybe it was, I guess, somewhere around there. Anyway, so it's been about 6 months now, and we got some workflows dialed in. We're going to be adding a new machine, and really starting to get ahead and building inventory. And now that he is running the Tormach consistently, where I have all the code laid out, and he basically, it's just, following instructions, and we're building out work instructions and kind of going to begin changing the whole shop around, because I sold my router. We got rid of that. Todd Yates from ModWorks came out here and picked it up. He drove over from Indiana, and we loaded it up in his excursion or his expedition, and he took it back to Indiana. So we're going to be making room for a new Tormach MX 1100. I was originally looking to get a Brother Speedio, but it would have taken, being that I had to bring PD on for a labor bottleneck, because what I was essentially doing was I could juggle doing anodizing, running the Tormach, and running the laser. But I had no time to do a video like this. I had no time to take photos for the website. That's something I've gotten done in the last 6 months that he's been here. More so in the last like 2 months, because it took a little while for us to kind of adapt to having a second person in here and trying to figure out workflows, basically how things go, and what, him figuring out what's needed and what, like how to kind of structure how to do the fixtures, because there's kind of there's patterns to it where you can fit once you know how long certain certain parts take. You can start running certain fixtures in certain orders, and it helps you get more output. So we've been really fine-tuning that, and as he's gotten better at that and barely needs me for any of that, I just kind of give him, okay, we need these rake combs, these knuckle combs, whatever, and he can just handle it. So that gave me more time to work on the website and stuff like that. So I was able to get photos done for all the products, like at least one main nice product photo, and then eventually I would like to get one of every size. So I think I now have a photo for every single product color. Now it's going to be over time getting one taken for every size variation. But I do have a couple like template photos on there where it shows like all the knuckle combs and all the sizes are labeled next to it. So you do have a good idea what you're looking at now. Before it would be like I have red anodized rake combs and then a silver panel comb, and then you'd have to imagine what it would look like. So now there is a actual product photo there for every single product and color. So part of that is being able to do more videos now, and I'm really excited about that, because it also means I'm finally, after 6 years of this, finally going to be able to start doing mods again. And that's one of the big things I'm going to be doing on this channel. Sorry about that. So that's going to be starting over the next couple weeks. I do have a couple videos lined up in just general shop stuff that I wanted to kind of share with you guys, because I've upgraded the anodizing system. Huge improvement. That was like the first bottleneck we ran into. So I ran into this kind of labor bottleneck where a lot of things were getting left undone because I was focusing on just running production and keeping up with, Mainframe partnered with Performance PCs, and I was basically just going nonstop to keep them stocked, while also having a big, I think this year's like a 300% 300 to 400% increase through Etsy orders through my site, and a 200% increase in orders through my through my actual regular website, plus Mainframe partner with Performance PCs. So that kept me going nonstop. So I had this labor bottleneck and brought PD on. Then quickly, about 2 to 3 months after he's doing that, we ran into the anodizing bottleneck, where I was only able to do about 30 parts per bath. That was on my proof it out system, where it was just fail fast, fail cheap, all cheap stuff. Just see if I can do it. Got the rack system, it started working. So I said, screw it. We invested in 10 buckets with heaters. I'm gonna kind of show some footage of this while I talk about it, some B-roll that I've taken. So we now have a heater for every tank that is in the system. So we have one for the degreaser, one for the sealer, and then one for all 6 colors. So now I can do up to 120 parts per bath, and it's a massive improvement. And that was something that needed to get done because there was no way I could keep up with that other method. And now we also have easier time keeping the shade of the anodizing color across all the parts. The last thing for the anodizing system is going to be adding a chiller, which will control the temperature of the bath. But that's like another $1,500, so I'm kind of waiting on that. It's going to be the last piece. And then eventually later this year, we'll go into bigger tanks for everything. So I want to be able to have the option to do like a full door panel on a case. And with the machine upgrade I plan on doing after the end of the year through next year, it's going to come in handy because we're going to be able to do large panels. And yeah, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself like I did with the brother, because what ended up happening was with this labor bottleneck and everything, to pay an employee, pay the rent, pay the bills, pay the utilities, pay everything here, and then try to save on the side while trying to grow things. It would have taken me like 6 to 7 months to get the $25,000 saved on the side. So I'm like, well, if we could get a Tormach now and grind out those 6 to 7 months with 2 machines, then have triple the output, because the MX1100 is fully loaded with a 4th axis tool changer. We'll be able to cut a couple tool path times in half, or manual labor times, because with the knuckle combs, you gotta do all the chamfers, flip the sheet on dowel pins, and come back and chamfer it again, and then take it out, put the screws in, and so on and so forth. So now the new Tormach will be running a 4th axis, do all the drilling and chamfering, spin the sheet over, do all the chamfering, and then you take that sheet out, it'll go onto a fixture via the dowel pins, then it'll go into this Tormach for all the profile cuts. So we're essentially going to have like a workflow system, one Tormach feeding the other. And with the extra output in the new Tormach, hopefully we're hoping to be able to like double well, we should definitely double, but we're hoping to get close to tripling the output because of all the manual labor time saved. So that's part of kind of the expansion phase, and then that'll let us get over into water cooling stuff. Because this new Tormach does have a bigger work area. Everything's going to be built off Saunders Machine Works fixture system, so I can drop into 4th axis, drop into vise, do whatever I need to do, and have everything set up and accurate. So essentially making it like a hot swap system, so I can hopefully start getting back into the reservoirs and getting into like beginning stages of production with them. And then the industrial machine I plan on getting in the new year that'll replace this machine will let us take that to the next level. So just keeping the constant progression going without getting too far ahead of ourselves in either way, by getting too big of a machine for what we can do right now and to make it tough to afford, or by getting way too far ahead of ourselves in terms of sales where we can't keep up and start getting negative reviews and stuff. So that is the current game plan. So the new Tormach, I'm hoping to be putting the down payment down like this week or next week. I'm going to try to get this video out I'm filming it right now Monday morning. I'm going to try to get it out tonight or tomorrow. So by the end of this week, I hope to have the down payment down. So it should be here beginning of July, 1st or 2nd week of July, I would think. It depends on the stock and everything going on there. Along the lines of those, I do have a video. I want to do like a 2-year kind of not wrap up, but just like a 2-year update on the 770M, how I've liked it, what it's let me do, and it really has exceeded my expectations, because I had reasonable expectations of the machine going into it. I knew what it was going to be able to offer me, and it hit every box, checked every box that I needed it to. And then that's why I decided, if I can get another Tormach right now with all the upgraded features of the MX, having the servos, the BT30 spindle, the 10,000 RPM, higher horsepower, 4th axis, tool changer, it's going to be a massive jump, and it's going to be, it's going to be a third of the down payment cost and half of the monthly payment cost of getting the Speedio. Now, a Speedio is way more of a machine, obviously. There's no comparison, but for what it's letting us do, it's going to let us continue to grow at that exact rate of where we're at. Yes, it would be nice to future-proof, but I don't want to put myself in a hole where I'm going to be struggling to make payments on something, and I'm just not worried about it. I'd rather comfortably grow with that. And by the time I would be able to get it, I could have already ran the Tormach for 8 months. So there would be a lot more ROI out of getting that Tormach in here and running 2 machines for 8 months than it would be struggling with this one for 8 more months as things continue to grow. And then you know, we'll be able to go right to a different industrial machine. So it's going to change up the way we're going to be able to upgrade, and it's just beneficial for, you know, every shop, and the way you grow and the way you expand is going to be different, and that's, you know, you just got to cater to the needs of what you have going on. The next thing we're going to do after the MX1100 by the end of this year is hopefully selling this laser and getting a Trotec in here that's going to offer us a lot more space. And for the laser cutting that I do, I no longer need such a big laser. The Trotec Speedy 360 is going to be perfect, and I'm also going to get some other B-roll because we're going to be tearing out all these cabinets and benches and everything, and building a production workflow. So I've been looking and researching into, you know, I already know lean manufacturing. I had to build an entire assembly plant from an empty warehouse. Basically, we had to build Kanban systems, we had to build everything out with lean and 5S and 7S and all those different things. So we're basically going to be doing that in here. So we're going to be tearing out all the benches, we're going to be putting in all new benches and cabinets, and we're going to just kind of have the workflow where it comes in the door to receiving. We're going to stock our raw materials there. All the pre-cut acrylic, pre-cut aluminum is going to be there. There's going to be a material prep area, which is we're going to get a new sander for that's an automatic belt sander, so we could just feed the sheets through and you get that perfect brush finish on the top. No more palm sanding or anything like that. All that'll be built into a dust collection system, so everything's going to be much cleaner. And then it'll be flowing into the fixture loading station, basically. So the fixtures will be loaded here and prepped to come over to the machines, and we're going to build the workflow out like that. So it's going to kind of be coming in the door, coming around, and then coming back out. Shipping and receiving might be in the clean room where the finished parts will be stored. We're taking a furnace out and getting a new one, but we're moving it so we can have a doorway go through to a bedroom that will now be my office. And on the other side of that office is going to be the studio where I'll be able to do like more like, I don't know what I would call it, I guess like more or less professional videos, possibly a podcast area, and a dedicated just photo video audio studio area. So that's good. Hopefully that should be in by the end of this year as well, because we want to get the furnace in before the winter. So there's going to be a lot of changes to the whole shop. Is going to look totally different. I have a lot of pictures going back to like when it was just 2 folding tables and you know, a couple boxes of tools, my dad's power tools, and that's what this all started with back then. But in all this process, that's what my focus is going to be. I'm going to be starting working on more videos. So the one I was just talking about is going to be the Tormach, and then I'm going to do another updated anodizing video on, you know, where I got this, all the new stuff of the anodizing system, the heaters, the buckets, the bath, the power supply, timers. I think I might have had the timer in the last one, but yeah, it's all been critical, and it's let me quadruple the output of the anodizing, as well as get much more consistent results. I've ironed out most of the variables, so I think I have a lot to offer in that video by updating it from the last one. And then, so the Tormach video, the anodizing video, and then it's going to get into modding. And the first thing I'm going to do is I have a Cooler Master Case 6 that I was going to mod a long time ago and really never got around to it. So I'm going to use that as like a kind of getting my feet wet, getting back into the flow of things. But I do want to have a build, and this is what this build is going to be for, like a product build, so I can show you guys like that. I want to make videos on like how to install the panel combs, easy ways to use all these products, and I never got around to doing any of that because all my time was spent in production. And now that production is taken care of, my goals are going to be changing the shops, you know, doing the renovating, moving things around, and building out the the lean aspect of things. And working on more videos and content and showing the products in use and getting back to doing more modding, because that's why I started all this in the first place. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait to get this case going with that. I'm going to do some light paint work on it, and then it's going to be mostly just showing all these products used in the case. I put one of my magnetic door panels on the front, maybe even on the back too, so you can see all the wire. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So that's going to be more of a product showcase build. That's even something I could take to a trade show, like hopefully as things open back up. Probably not in 2021, but next year in 2022, we do plan on going to things like QuakeCon, CES, maybe PDX Land, traveling around and getting to some of these shows, and probably go with Mainframe and set up a booth and have all our products on display, but I'll have more info on that later down the line. But yeah, this will be the first build for that. Then I do have a workstation build that I'm going to be doing. I need to have a lot better hardware than what I'm working with now, especially going into this new fixture system for the new Tormach, having the 4th axis. And, you know, once you start getting into more complex assemblies, which this is going to have, it really starts adding up in resources, as well as editing videos and stuff like that too. So I'm going to be building a dedicated workstation PC, as well as a media PC for out here, because I do want to have, well, we've been moving a lot of things into Notion. It's a great software for organizing things and like building schedules, building out PDFs for, not PDFs, but like you can build out work instructions and all kinds of stuff, and you can add different members of your team to it, and it's really, really helpful. And PD had been using that for his personal stuff, so I applied it to all this, and it's really helpful. So like we're gonna probably have like a tablet at each machine, and that will have like a PDF of the work instructions. But I also want to have a TV screen from a media PC that, you know, we listen to a lot of podcasts and music, so we'll have TVs that are mirrored that will have that, and then we're gonna have another TV or screen with Notion on it with a touch screen. So that can be part of our Kanban system. So when PD comes in on Monday, he knows what he needs to make, because all of our products will be starting to be put into lot numbers. So when, say we have 24-pin knuckle combs and they're down to like 50, well, that's the Kanban number there is triggered, and then you pull the card, bring it over, you put it into Notion digitally. We could even look into scanners and stuff like that, trying to make it as cost effective as possible, but not trying to bootstrap too much and spend too much time on it. And yeah, so then he knows basically by orders, the way the orders come in and the way the products are sent out gives him his like production schedule for the week. So he doesn't ever have to come up to me and be like, all right, so what do you think we need next? There's a card that's already told him like, okay, we got down to 50 24-pin knuckle combs, you need to make 300 more. So that's now the production schedule. Now he's gonna make those. Then I ship out more stuff, pack it up and send it out, and then boom, boom, pull 3 more cards, and then those go in there or go into Notion or however we decide to finally do it. But yeah, and then that'll give him the production schedule. That gives me less time to have to worry about telling anybody what they need to do. And that's like the whole goal is, as you bring people on, automating your systems to tell people what they need to do, so you don't have to ever, eliminating all the processes so you don't have to think about them, that have to get done, they always have to get done, and automating those out. And that's going to be the goal here, is fine-tuning all the processes and everything. So yeah, I don't really know if I have anything more. I just wanted to get a video out because it's good. So much time goes by without getting one done, and I think that's about it for now. If I think anything else, I'll put it in the next video. If you guys have any questions or anything, throw it in the comments. Please like, subscribe, share, and if you find this stuff interesting, there's definitely gonna be a lot more coming forward. Also, if you do have video ideas, anything going on in the shop, and you'd like to have me kind of go over it, let me know in the comments, because the videos and the social media is now gonna be a bigger part of my day-to-day stuff. So I'm really excited for that, because it's been slacking for a couple years. Probably since I got to Tormach, a lot of the stuff's kind of fell by the wayside because I've been juggling production on my own. And now that PD really has production dialed in, I'll probably make some videos with him so you guys can meet him and stuff. And I've known him for a long time, so it was really perfect that he was already in this field working with manual machines and Bridgeports and designing in SolidWorks and stuff like that. So it just clicked. It was a perfect setup for everything that could have been going on in the world, from him getting laid off with COVID and all this other stuff. So yeah, it was a really big help. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one. So I think the next video I'll probably do, because I know I can do it relatively quickly, is the Tormach update, and kind of like why I decided to, everything about the MX or the 770M here, and then a little bit about why I'm going with the MX 1100, kind of what I touched on in this video a little bit. And then the video after that will be anodizing, because I'll wait till I have more parts that need to get anodized, and I'll walk through the process of everything there. It's a lot better system than I had before, and it really helped the bottleneck, because now we're starting to get ahead, and we're already starting to build inventory just with one machine. So getting this next machine is going to put us in a place where we're going to start having the free time to start doing a lot more stuff around the shop and fine tuning things even more. So yeah, I think that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. It was finally good to get another video up, and I look forward to making more of these. There's going to be a lot more. I'm really confident that I'm going to be able to put a lot more time into this now. I know I've said that 100 different times previously, but this time, this really is, we're starting to get ahead at starting to get comfortable with the way the workflows are, and yeah, it's going to lead. I've been kind of planning out how I'm going to go about things, and I'm definitely going to be able to get a lot more video work done, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Later.